Jeff the Killer, internet royalty, horror meme, the bleach-faced demon child of 1,000 middle school computer labs. If Slenderman was the tall, sophisticated serial killer in a suit, Jeff was his weird cousin who showed up uninvited, ate all your snacks, and murdered your family just for fun. You've seen the image. Pale skin, black hair, eyes that scream, "I haven't slept since the Bush administration." And that smile, not the happy kind, but the "I'm going to peel your soul like an orange" kind. Welcome to the wonderful, blood-stained world of Jeff. But where did he come from? No, not the Photoshop file. The story. Depending on which corner of the internet you crawled out of, Jeff's origin is either an edgy masterpiece or a flaming dumpster of plot holes. In the classic version, Jeff starts as your average, semi-normal suburban kid, plays video games, hangs out with his brother Lou, probably has a MySpace account, but then bullies. And not the kind who shove you into lockers. No, these guys are apparently full-time supervillains who think knife fight is a normal after-school activity. The confrontation escalates from shoving to stabbing to, oh yeah, lighting Jeff on fire. Now, if this were real life, Jeff would be in the ICU getting skin grafts. But this is creepypasta. So instead, he wakes up in the hospital looking like the Joker's weird teenage nephew. His skin is bleached ghost white, his eyelids burned away so he can't close his eyes. And according to some versions, he carves a permanent smile into his face with a kitchen knife because, well, why not make things worse? Then comes the famous line. Jeff looks into the mirror, hears something snap in his brain, and whispers, "Go to sleep." From there, it's open season on anyone he's ever met. His parents? Gone. His brother? Gone. The neighborhood? Let's just say real estate values plummeted overnight. This is the part of the story where subtlety is thrown out the window and replaced with a blood geyser. Jeff is reborn not as a victim, but as a predator, and the internet eats it up. And when I say eats it up, I mean Jeff didn't he just get popular? He became the poster boy for the creepypasta era. Forums, DeviantArt, Wattpad, they all exploded with Jeff fan content. Alternate universes sprouted faster than bad reboots of Spider-Man. There's Jeff versus Slenderman death battles. Jeff and Eyeless Jack go on a murder road trip fanfics. And yes, an entire arc involving Jane the Killer. Depending on the version, she's either hunting him down for revenge or flirting with him while covered in blood. You know, romance. Internet horror couldn't just leave him as a monster. They had to give him a complicated love life. Of course, what really cemented Jeff into our collective nightmares wasn't the plot. It was the image. That cursed, low-res, uncanny valley photo that has been haunting people since 2008. Some claim it as a photoshopped picture of a girl's face. Others say it's 100% original nightmare fuel. The truth doesn't matter. Once you've seen Jeff's face, it's burned into your brain like a bad pop song you can't stop humming. The pale skin, the stretched lips, the dark, hollow eyes. It's like staring into the uncanny valley and realizing the valley is staring back. Jeff didn't just stay in his lane either. He became a blueprint for a whole wave of horror characters. You start seeing more bleach-faced killers with tragic backstories and hobbyist-level knife skills. They all had a little Jeff DNA in them. Without Jeff, we might not have gotten the flood of white-faced sad boys with knives that clogged up creepypasta wikis for years. He was the slasher starter kit, the prototype, the one who proved you could scare millions with nothing but a creepy photo and a messy origin story. And like all great internet legends, Jeff's lore didn't just grow. It mutated. Multiple origin rewrites popped up. Some versions made Jeff more sympathetic. Others made him even more sadistic. There's even an early childhood prequel where you find out Jeff was always a little off. Then you've got Ows where he's a vigilante, a supernatural entity. Or my personal favorite, a coffee shop barista who murders customers for ordering oat milk. Okay, that one's probably fan fiction, but still, this mutation effect meant there was never just one Jeff the Killer. There were dozens. Some fans swore by the original. Others preferred fan rewrites. There's no canon, just a tangled mess of timelines, each with a slightly different Jeff. Which one's the real one? None of them. All of them. Pick your poison. Now, here's where things get extra weird. Jeff crossed over into other creepypasta and horror universes. Some stories have him running into SCP entities. Others pit him against monsters from the Trevor Henderson catalog. Jeff versus Siren Head? Yep, someone wrote it. Jeff versus Cartoon Cat? Oh, it exists. These crossovers often read like violent fan service, a mashup of internet horror icons stabbing, screaming, and monologuing until someone finally dies. Usually Jeff wins, because his fanbase would riot otherwise. And let's not pretend Jeff stayed locked in fictional stories. His face started popping up in chain emails. Share this or Jeff will be at your bed tonight posts and low-effort YouTube jump scares. He became part of that weird early 2010s internet culture where fictional murderers were treated like celebrities. People made playlists for him, art, cosplays. You could go to a convention and see a dozen Jeffs walking around, all grinning like they just left a stabbing. But here's the thing no one likes to admit. Jeff's story isn't scary, at least not on paper. It's campy, over the top, full of holes, and about as realistic as a soap opera starring the Muppets. What is scary is the way he sticks. You might laugh it off now. Haha, edgy teen killer, but the human brain is a terrible place. Years later, you're lying in bed, it's quiet, maybe too quiet, and suddenly you remember that face. The pale skin, the dead eyes, the smile that says, I see you. And in that moment, Jeff wins. Because Jeff the Killer doesn't need to exist to hurt you. He doesn't need to be real to be dangerous. All he needs is your attention, and the internet already gave him that in spades. You've heard the stories, you've seen the image, and now you've invited him into your head. And the worst part? He never leaves.